Hello, everyone. My name is Ava Machena, and I am Coast's production manager. Thank you for joining us tonight for episode 3 of What's Behind the Mask, written by Annabeth Moyer-Bell and presented by Coast, creating outreach about addiction support together. We are a nonprofit organization with the mission to eradicate the opioid epidemic through arts-based, educational, therapeutic, and community-driven approaches. Tonight, you will see a 45-minute long live performance, and it will be followed with a talk back for 30 minutes. I want to remind you that you can see us, but we cannot see you. We encourage you to engage with us through the Q&A or chat function following the performance. During that talkback, you'll be able to ask the actors, director, and playwright questions about the creative process, the topics addressed, and we encourage you to share how you relate to what you see on our virtual stage tonight. We will also be joined by Haley McKee from the Substance Use Policy, Education and Recovery PAC, who's working on harm reduction legislation and sensible drug policy. I now want to introduce you to our fearless director, Ron. Oh, Ron, you're on mute.
I'm on mute, as always. Thanks, Ava. Hi, everyone. I'm Ron, an artistic director for Coast. I just wanted to say a few words about tonight's performance. We went into months of processing and devising to create this piece. The ensemble explored themes of gender expression, erotic feminism, body shame and resilience, harm reduction, queerness, and substance abuse, among lots of other topics. We're so excited to share this work with you tonight. And before we begin, I'm going to give you our therapeutic disclaimer. For those of us in the audience who have a personal connection to these topics, some of what you may see tonight could be triggering. We want to encourage you to take care of yourself throughout the process. If that means muting the performance, going for a little walk and coming back, deep breathing, please do so. Please try and stay with us until the talkback session after the performance to process with us. That's an integral piece of this experience. And if you need extra support following the performance, we will put resources and Annabeth's contact info in the chat box. And so without further ado, please enjoy this show.
Previously on What's Behind the Mask.
Better on base, because at least it was bigger than my fucking house.
It's pretty normal to feel a sense of timelessness when you're going through a traumatic event, unfortunately.
Yeah. So then what do I do about it?
I'm fine when I'm at work. I do what needs to be done. When I'm treating patients, I feel like I have control over this thing. But my daughter's still at my mom's. There's too high a risk that I might infect her.
Mark out some daily activities.
I feel useless.
Karen?
I feel like my life is just floating by.
Karen, can you hear me? Connection keeps us alive, Sam. I'm doing my best, even though it doesn't feel good enough. We all have to grapple with the fact that right now, good enough is good enough.
I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to convince people that my life matters.
When you're Black and in recovery, it's hard to find someone who looks like you and understands what it is to be Black. Do you think I feel silenced by the group? Do you think that I'm here because it's court mandated for me to get my daughter back? And knowing that the therapist who's supposed to be here to help me is the gatekeeper to getting her back. Do I feel silenced by the group? Yeah, because I have to. I have to play and be silent and play nice. All I care about is getting her back, and you stand in my way.
I just don't understand. We are in the middle of a pandemic, and I say all lives matter. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah?
Go ahead, son.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I have a letter from Karen that I wanted to read it to the group. I am wrecked with sadness that I could not do more for Leo during his last breaths, and I could not do more for George Floyd either. We are all someone's child. Trisha, I'd like to say to you specifically, your life matters. Black lives matter. I commit to doing the work of figuring out what it means to be anti-racist. To anyone else in the group whom I may have hurt, I am deeply sorry. Thank you all for these lessons. I will be doing this work for myself. I am doing this for Leo.
Yeah, so I am going to take the keys to my future and go pick up the one who guides my recovery. So thank you, and I will let you know how she settles in. Be blessed.
Oh, shit.
Hey. Hey.
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, how are you? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where everyone else is. It's like it's time.
Yeah, I know.
Usually I'm like 5 minutes late, so I'm not in this position.
Yeah. So yeah, how are you feeling about group? How are you just in general?
Great. I like kind of the structure of it, and I don't really have a lot going on during the day, so it's nice to see everyone every week. How are you? How's your daughter?
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, she's with my mom, so I can be here today. But yeah, other than that, it's good. I'm just enjoying having her. So
Nice. Yeah. It's funny because I see well, I don't really see, but I like talk to Sam sometimes outside of group. I don't really get to see you without everyone else, so I'm happy that we're both so early.
Yeah, no, it's funny that you say Sam, because anyway, I don't want to gossip, so let me know I'm not anything I'm not.
I want to gossip. What are you thinking?
Okay, is there like something going on between her and Miguel? I feel like I like noticed a few things.
Okay, yeah, I do have some tea about that.
Oh, share.
Yeah. So they are like texting, like talking, Yeah. I don't know. They're cute.
Yeah, no, I thought that.
Yeah.
I guess like okay, let me just say it. Do like, recovery relationships work? Like, what they say about like high stress situations. Like high stress situations relationships don't work.
Yeah.
But, like, do recovery relationships last?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've never dated anyone while I'm in recovery, or usually if I'm dating someone, like we're both using and it's been like a party relationship. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it'll work for them. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, I don't mean to be too personal, but like, have you ever dated outside of your race?
Outside of my race.
Yeah, like would your dad approve if you know?
Right. I mean, like, I would definitely. My dad, yeah. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like fun. Yeah.
No, and sorry, I didn't mean to get personal. I don't want to come across as racist. Well, actually, I can't come across as racist because I don't hold any power, right? But I mean, prejudice. I just, I just feel like, white women, like I'm, out here dating and stuff like that, and I feel like, all I hear is like, no, 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 white women get like everything. You just get to like flutter around and.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, I mean that's like misogynoir, right? I took this anti-racist workshop over Zoom, and it was helpful. I could send you like the link or whatever. Oh,
Hey.
Hi.
There we go. All right, here comes everyone.
Guys.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, everybody.
Right. So now that everyone's here, before we get started today, I wanted to take us through something because at my job at the clinic, we've been doing some gender inclusivity training, and it's actually made me realize that we're long overdue for something I actually think is essential. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go around again and reintroduce ourselves, and this time we're also going to introduce the pronouns that we're currently using. Now, for those of you who don't know, some examples of pronouns are he, him, she, hers, they, them, and there are others. I've modeled that here in Zoom with my name. So it says my name, Anthony, and then in parentheses, it says my pronouns, they, them. So yeah, let's go around, and if everyone could introduce yourself and say your pronouns, that would be great. Who wants to go? Miguel? Yeah. Oh, Miguel, we can't hear you.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Still can't hear you.
No.
Yes. What about now?
Hey,
Yes.
there he is.
Oh,
I thought you were trying to get out of the assignment.
no, man, it keeps happening to me. I don't know. And so yeah, I'm Miguel, and I'm a man. I'm the he man. I'm a he man.
He-man. All right.
All right, thank you. Yeah, Evie, go.
Evie, she, her, hers.
Trish, she, her.
Sam, she, her, your majesty.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'm Alan, and I have no pronouns, so please do not refer to me.
Okay. Okay, that was great. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Your Majesty.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna start using that one.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Love it. Yeah, so if we could all make a habit of putting our pronouns next to our name every time we come in. And if you ever change your pronouns, feel free to update them. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me.
Kind of a question, just really quick. Sorry, Anthony. Why do we have to do this?
That's a great question. So the reason why we do this is that not everyone feels comfortable with the pronouns they've been assigned for various reasons. Some people don't feel comfortable with the gender they were assigned with at birth. And so it's a way of validating people, and it's a way of making them feel seen and making them feel respected.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm not opposed. Not at all. I'm all for this. I guess what I meant was
kind of feel like we all know each other so well already. And like, I don't know.
I agree.
It's cool. It's totally cool. I'm not trying to like start a fight or start a thing. I'm already on board 100%. I just kind of feel like there's more to all of us than this. And I don't know. I was just curious, like, is it a company mandated thing?
Well, no, it's personally important to me. Look, I do understand where you're coming from because we do know each other so well and we've been doing this so long with each other. But, I think it's really important that we start modeling the correct behavior in this room. Using pronouns that someone doesn't use, misgendering them, it can be invalidating. And in some cases, it could even lead to physical harm and violence. So I think it's really important that all of us, no matter how we identify, should really start centering those people in our lives and start making amends for the system that already exists. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate y'all. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that piece of legislation that we were talking about last week. Do y'all remember the legislation that's introducing the opening of harm reduction centers?
Mhm.
Hey, sorry, interrupting again. Hi. I just wanted to weigh in really quickly because my mom talked to Leo's mom the other day, and I think she's testifying in support of it.
Whoa, yes. That's awesome to hear. Are you thinking about attending, Sam?
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it. I feel like it's a really good opportunity to show support and also to keep Leo's name alive.
Hold on. I gotta say something real quick. This is hilarious to me because, all right, a black man overdoses. He's sent to jail. He's called a junkie. But a white man overdoses and he gets a state-funded place and a tutorial on how to use drugs properly. Like, what is happening? Like, white people, they amaze the hell out of me. I don't know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of hypocrisy there, Miguel, and you're totally right to bring it up. Well, I do think that this legislation doesn't go far enough, and that we really should be releasing people from prison who have been incarcerated for using illegal drugs and expunging the records of people who have been put in prison for using illegal drugs. I also think these harm reduction centers are such a big step in the right direction and are really going to save lives, and make people who use drugs feel respected and safe. So
Save whose lives?
that's a fair question.
Mm-hmm. Can I?
Yeah, please, Trish, go ahead.
I wasn't too keen on these places either. I felt like, oh, here's a place, come, let's open the door and let you come in here and use, right? But I have done a lot of research and, really looked into them. And, the more that I think about it, the more I'm like, I could see myself, volunteering, to work there, be a nurse, help them out. I think, if I had had more time or a place, that I could have gone to use, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have felt so much shame and like such a horrible mother because I was doing all of this in secret, I don't know, like maybe my situation might have been different. So.
Wow, that's really beautiful, Trish. Thanks for sharing that. Gosh, unfortunately, it looks like we're at that time. So that's it for this week, folks. But I know a few of you expressed interest in attending the hearing virtually, so maybe I'll see some of y'all there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I do, great. If not, please take care of yourselves and be safe, and I'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Alan, are you still here?
Yeah, man, I'm still here. The screen's
do you
just
have-
off.
That's okay. Do you have a second to hang around and talk?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question, but I wasn't sure if it was inappropriate to ask.
Well, if it's inappropriate, then you should definitely ask me.
Okay, but if it does make you uncomfortable, please let me know. And if you don't want to talk about it, that's totally cool too.
Damn, Doc. Now you're scaring me.
I'm curious why you answered the question about pronouns the way that you did.
Yeah, that. Yeah, you probably saw me get a little cagey back there. I don't know. I just always felt funny about the whole pronoun thing. I try to avoid those conversations usually.
Why's that?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I never really figured the whole thing out. And the good thing about being in the service was I could just hide behind my uniform, you know?
And what do you mean by hide?
Well, when I put on my uniform every day, I just blended in, you know? I didn't really have to worry about what I looked like on the outside because this decision that, like, what I was going to wear was made for me, you know? I look like everybody else in my unit. That hasn't always been the case. And shit, you know me well enough by now to know I never picked the skirt option, right?
Right.
Now, pants are the default. Go figure.
Mm-hmm. What about before though?
Before, what, you mean like my Burger King uniform?
Yeah, and other stuff.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, growing up girl was fucking weird. I never felt right. I mean, I wore boys' clothes and my parents wrote me off as a tomboy. They figured that I would outgrow it. Then I enlisted, and at least the issue about what I wore just kind of fell by the wayside.
Hmm. I really appreciate you sharing this with me. I guess I do find myself wondering about what about after you got out?
You ever heard of a liquid sweater?
Is that like liquid courage?
Yeah, kind of. It's like drinking to feel comfortable.
Oof. I used to have a few of those in my closet.
Yeah. Me too.
You know, I can really empathize with the idea of never quite feeling right. Do you mind if I share a little bit about my life?
Yeah, man. Shoot.
Okay, well, you know, when I look back on my life, I remember wanting to be more feminine and feeling more feminine, but always feeling like I couldn't be because everyone told me I was a man. You know, I had to hang out with the boys, and I honestly hated that. So I used, you know, I used because I felt wrong. I didn't feel like I could trust myself. You know, I used because I wasn't a boy, but I wasn't a girl either. I used because I didn't have language to define who I was, what I was. So I used to wash away an identity that I couldn't define.
Wow. Man. No, fuck. Woman. I mean, that's what the liquid sweaters are for, right?
Right.
Welcome everyone to the House Committee on Health and Human Services. Today is Tuesday, May 11th, and we have multiple bills on the calendar for everyone listening at home. Okay, for the first order of business today, we have a bill up for consideration. It's Bill 5245. And the purpose of this legislation is to prevent drug overdoses by authorizing the Department of Health to create a harm reduction program for people to consume their own pre-obtained controlled substances safely. Okay, now we're going to hear from our virtual witnesses. If everyone could please stand by while we try to connect with one. Hello.
Hi, yes.
Hi, who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Karen Miller.
Oh, hi, Karen. This is Representative Casey of the House Health and Human Services Committee. You're here to testify on Bill 5245, and that's regarding the Harm Reduction Center Advisory Committee. Okay, if you please keep your testimony brief and to the point. You now have the floor, Karen, and you have our attention, so go ahead.
Thank you to the members of the committee and chairman. I'm speaking in support of House Bill number 5245 to prevent the loss of life through drug overdose by authorizing the Department of Health to create a harm reduction program to establish overdose prevention centers in Rhode Island. My son, Leo, died of an overdose when he was 20 years old. His life was just beginning. He was funny and brave and loved music and art. Many of you, I'm sure, are parents or grandparents. You know that when you have a child, you can see all of their possibilities. You can see their future, first steps, friendships, heartbreak, jobs. You can see yourself packing up and moving them into a dorm, Christmas mornings, dancing with them at their wedding. I could see Leo's life, and I had so many dreams for him. Leo died on the evening of April 17th, 2019. He died scared. I knew the curve of his back, how his voice sounded when he was nervous, the mole on the bottom of his foot. I didn't know that he used drugs. Leo kept that from me, from a lot of people. It was secretive. I believe it was the secret that killed him, not the drugs. If he'd had a safe place to go to use his drugs, he would not be dead. Leo's drugs were a poison, yes, laced with fentanyl. But because of the shame, because of the fear, he kept them a secret. That secret killed my son. If he had been able to use at a harm reduction center, his supply could have been tested. Someone could have watched, someone could have helped right away if he overdosed. He wouldn't have been alone. And as his mother, as much as I've always wanted to be there to hold him and make sure he was loved, I believe in a place like that, he would have felt loved. I want to talk about the lasting effects of Leo's death. It's not just one person's loss. Leo's life mattered, and this is true for every overdose that happens. I lost more than a year of my life. I lost my whole life. His band lost its singer. His employer lost a hard worker. Our church lost a youth leader. My students lost a teacher, and an organization lost me as a volunteer. My grief is not only for the personal impact of the loss of my son and many others just like him who have died in ever increasing numbers over this last year, but for the loss of all they would have done with their lives. We can't stop drug dealers from lacing things with fentanyl. But with harm reduction centers, we can help users avoid fentanyl, guide people to recovery, and better protect our communities from the trauma of overdose. It's been proven in other countries. Don't we value our human capital as much as Canada or Portugal? I would be so proud to see Rhode Island lead the way in this effort, to invest in its people before any more lives are lost. This portrait is based on a photo of Leo taken just a few weeks before he died. Again, I am in support of House Bill number 5245. Let's show them that we love them. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Karen, for your testimony. We'll now move on to our next witness.
Sam. Hey, Miguel. Hey,
What up?
everyone.
What up, Doc?
Much, all right. Well, welcome. It looks like some of you have taken the lead on adding your pronouns next to your name, and I really appreciate that.
I forgot.
So let's
Hold
go
on.
at that.
They look good.
Yeah, as long as we make a practice of it, that's great. And looks like we're missing Alan today. Does anyone know where they're at? Have you talked to them?
Yeah, I talked to Alan the other day. He said it was cool.
Okay. I guess I'll call them after group. All right. So, what I want to talk about today. I guess spring has officially sprung, as they say, and we're spending more time outside with people. And I'm curious to see where y'all are at in terms of this transition into a new season with people getting vaccinated. I'm curious about maybe your excitement for summer, maybe some triggers that are coming up because of the transition, into this new season and maybe a more open world. So if anyone wants to share, what's coming up in your body, stuff you're looking forward to, or maybe even stuff that you're afraid of. Does anyone want to start? Yeah, go ahead, Miguel.
Yeah. First of all, I ain't getting that shit. No, thank you. Black people have used, the government has used Black people for too long to experiment on. So they're not going to use me. So I'm just going to chill in the house, be by myself, maybe play some 2K or something, maybe a little Madden. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just going to chill in the house and be by myself. I'm good. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I think your skepticism is totally valid considering the history of the government experimenting on Black people, Miguel. The Tuskegee experiment, amongst others, and I'm just glad you're staying safe. So, staying in the house is a great idea. Playing video games sounds like a great way to do it. So, yeah, do your thing, but stay safe. Yeah, go ahead, Trish.
I go. Okay. So, first let me say that I'm a nurse, so we know that I am fully vaccinated. But I hear you, Miguel. I want you to know I hear you, right? I see you making faces, but I hear you. And I think, I just want to share something I heard the other day, right?
Here we go.
Is white people don't do anything that doesn't benefit them. Okay. So if they're killing themselves to get down into poor neighborhoods so they can take the vaccine away from Black and brown people that, want the vaccine, sweetie, you're going to be all right. Right? Right? Okay.
Right.
They wouldn't, obviously there can't be anything wrong with it because they wouldn't be there. Right? Right. Okay. Okay. Right. It's that or a ventilator. And we don't want that either. Right? Okay. So that's my 2 cents.
Thanks for that, Trish. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think, like you said, we can understand where Miguel's coming from. And the vaccination is just a way of us working together to try and make a safer world during this pandemic, right? And so we have different ways of doing that, as long as we're all trying to stay safe in whatever ways are available to us. That's the goal.
May I share my thoughts?
Absolutely.
So I'm all vaccinated. I got vaccinated as soon as humanly possible. I just want to make out with someone.
This is what we're doing? This is
Yeah.
what we're doing? Okay. Okay.
DM me, send me an email. I'm around. That's all I'll say.
Sounds like an open call, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Miguel, I don't know if that changes your mind, but yeah, thanks for sharing that, Evie.
Happy to.
And for those of you who are vaccinated, I'm really happy for y'all. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit more free, but also hopefully you're still staying safe because it's really important. And I know Trish is. Sam, did you want to share anything?
Well, you mentioned changing seasons, and spring is definitely here, which means it's going to be summer in a second. And honestly, summer makes me think of warm nights and cocktails and parties and being alive and feeling alive. And honestly, right now, I just feel like with my new rules of living, I just feel like an enormous downer. I just see everybody coming out with the warm weather and they just look alive and like they're enjoying and they're feeling sun on their face. And I feel like I'm just holding on. And sometimes I just wonder, like, what am I sober for? I don't know. This year just got a lot harder, I guess. I thought I was a lot further along with my recovery than I am. So.
Can I just say, Sam, you are really hard on yourself. I just wanted to say that.
Thanks. I don't know.
Yeah, like just what Trish said, like you're really hard on yourself, and we're all feeling the same thing, and we're here for you.
Yeah. Let me say something real quick. Sam, I've been right where you are. Like the white knuckling, the looping questions. And if I learned anything from this time in recovery, is that recovery has taught me that I can evolve. Like recovery has shown me that eventually the way I fuck with things is just different. You know what I mean? Like my relationships, like with my kids, my mom, like it's all evolving. And it's those moments, those stuck moments, the prophetic ones. Like they all show me that each moment can hold something if I'm just willing to sit with it long enough. And jail taught me how to sit with it.
Yes.
Sam, you know we're here to sit with you. I've told you I'll sit anywhere with you. We can do this together. But it's those moments, those mundane moments. Every moment becomes a prayer, an evolution.
Wow. That was really beautiful.
Damn, that was deep.
Wow. Oof. Thank you. Miguel, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know. It's just like a moment I'm having.
Yeah, Sam, we're here to hold you up. You're not alone in this. I've been in recovery for over a decade and I still get stuck. But it's really important when you're in that stuck place to take a look around and be curious. Start asking questions and like Miguel said, it's an opportunity to evolve. I do really appreciate you being so honest and open about this though. And actually, I appreciate it so much. I'm going to give you an assignment. Oh, wow.
Got him.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's really easy.
Okay.
So, Your assignment for this week is to hang out with someone from the group.
Oh, yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it can be a phone call. It can be hanging outside with masks on. It can be hanging out with Miguel because Miguel seems to be asking for that. But it can be whatever you want. Just stay safe, okay?
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank y'all. I really appreciate y'all. And that's all the time we have for today. So yeah, we'll see you next week, okay?
Bye.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Thank you for coming to my house.
Oh God, for our court mandated hangout.
It's
Thank
my
you
favorite
for having
thing.
me. It's really nice to see your non-pixelated face. You know, you're really
Yeah.
cute in person.
I know. That's what I've been trying to tell everyone in group. I'm like, you should see me in person. I swear it's not bad. How are you?
Oh, I'm better. I'm better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ups and downs. You know.
Yeah, I understand.
Hey, how's Papa Bell, by the way? Oh, is he here? Yeah, is he right now?
He's here.
How is he?
He's fine.
He is fine.
Don't say that. I will lose my mind.
Is he working on his quarantine bod still?
He is doing CrossFit mode. It's really annoying.
Oh God, you know I have such a crush, right?
Honestly, he would probably date you.
My dreams.
So I don't even talk to him. You will become my stepmother within minutes.
Oh my God, my dream come true. Well, I'd rather live with your dad than with my parents any day. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I'm never gonna meet a boy again. Just hit me.
Yes, you are. What about Miguel?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Did you know about that? Okay, so you know that we've been texting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it could be a really bad idea to date someone in group. What do you think? Thoughts? Advice?
I have no thoughts or
Danger.
advice, but danger.
Danger.
I don't know. I think it's cute. He's really nice.
I just feel really out of the loop, you know, like everybody's partnering up and they're graduating and they're finding jobs, and I really need to stop looking at social media. For sure.
Yeah, it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you're like, okay, so everyone has their life figured out except for me.
Right?
Great.
Right?
Yeah.
Honestly, too, I'm just scared to run into people in my town.
Why? You're like a tall, hot person with these cool pants. I would love to run into people like that.
I just feel like everybody knows.
Yeah.
How are you? I mean, how's the restaurant job?
It's okay. I mean, they don't really need me. Like I used to show up with a gin and tonic or two already in me, flirt with the bartender and the customers, and I was a hostess and now they're doing takeout, so they're they don't really need me.
Ugh. It's so good, isn't it? That feeling to not be needed. Oh, so good. So good for sobriety.
Yeah.
To not be needed.
So good.
Yeah.
They're so good at it though.
At not being needed?
No.
Oh, at sobriety?
Yes.
Oh God. Oh, I feel like people in group always say that to me, and I just. Okay, do you want to know the secret? The secret to sobriety? Mm-hmm. It is living a life for two people. Yeah, I have to. Yeah. I'm sorry. Is that really dark? That's dark.
I mean, that's dark, but that's how you feel.
I just feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
What do you mean?
Okay, with COVID, everything is, starting to be okay.
Yeah.
And I just feel really uneasy about that. We're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel with COVID, but we were teetering for so long, up and down. And it just feels like it could just devolve into chaos at the drop of a hat. It feels like it did when I was using, honestly. Mm-hmm. The carpet's just going to be ripped out from underneath you, Yeah. Oh, God, am I making any sense? Is this making sense?
No, you make sense.
I just feel like since Leo died, everything's out of balance and I'm owed retribution, that I kept thinking that one of my parents was just going to get sick and die just to put the world back into balance.
I mean, just because you were there when Leo died does not mean that it's your fault. Like, the balance doesn't come from retribution. The balance comes from staying alive.
Yeah, I think logically I get that, you know? I just thought I was a lot further along in my recovery. It's really set me back a bit.
I mean, like, COVID is so hard. Like, for me, it's almost easy being sober when, you know, the world is shut down and there's nowhere to go and I live with my dad and he's breathing down my neck. But when there's no safety measures put in place, like, what's gonna happen?
Well, what do you guys always say to me, though? Like, I will hold you up.
Yes.
I will hold you up.
Yes, I will hold you
I will
up.
hold you up.
I will hold you up. We will hold you up.
No, I will hold you up.
We will hold we up.
Oh, thanks you.
Thank you.
Hello? Hey, Alan, it's Anthony. You weren't in group today? I just wanted to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I had to go to the VA and get my script filled, and their hours are weird because of COVID, so,
Okay.
you know.
I was worried what I said last week triggered you, or crossed a boundary, and that's why you didn't show up today. Alan? Alan, are you there?
Yeah. I'm here.
You know, I've been in the recovery world for a long time now, and what I've noticed is it is such a cis heteronormative driven world. I've always had a hard time really seeing myself in the people in recovery. And of course I saw myself in some respect, but there were no queer people for me to identify with. There was no space for me to find space. And so the other day when we talked, I wanted to make sure you don't feel like that. I want you to feel like you have space here, Alan. This is a home for you.
I appreciate you. I really do. I've never really felt at home. I didn't feel at home in my family. I didn't feel at home in Iraq. My unit felt like a family, but that's because we were keeping each other alive. But they didn't ask shit of me. Not my background, my gender, who I like to fuck, nothing. And I haven't felt at home here since coming back from deployment. And I've never felt at home in my body. That's just the way it is.